It's always so awkward to start it off. Because we start this with nothing to talk about. But last night was UFC 229. Had a big party. As every UFC event, it was fucking insane. Did you have a favorite moment?
Favorite moment? Definitely when Derek Lewis knocked out Volkov with 11 seconds left. I mean, after you thought it was going to be another disappointing performance by Lewis, that shit happens. Oh my god, I screamed so loud.
Yeah, I know. We all did. That was crazy. I think he had like 9 significant strikes landed at that point or something. Oh, 6. I believe it was 6 in that round. And then 11 seconds ago, and he clobbered his ass. And when he got to the ground, he just kept on wailing. That was so surprising. And plus, his post-fight interview was so funny.
I know, it's hard not to like that guy. I mean, he tears his shorts off, you're like, my balls are hot. Oh my god.
Did you see like his media scrum interview after the fight?
I haven't.
He was like, actually, the true reason is I had an orgasm. That's why I took my shorts off. It felt so good.
What?
Yes, that's what he told MMAfighting.com. It was so hilarious.
That guy's fucking crazy.
I know. It was. I thought like he was so gassed, and he even admitted he's like, I don't. They asked him if he wanted a title fight, and he's like, I don't deserve it. I need to get my fucking cardio up first.
And you know that's refreshing because everyone in the UFC is always saying like, I deserve the title shot next. I deserve it next. It's nice to see someone who's realistic and says like, look, I don't really deserve this. I need to build up my stamina. And
if that man fought Daniel Cormier, especially with a performance like that on a 3-round fight, imagine a 5-round.
Yeah, there's no way.
I mean, Daniel Cormier's got a chin. He's a great wrestler. He's gonna take you down all the time. And jeez, I couldn't see that going good for Lewis at all, especially his last 2 performances.
I mean, he weighed in at 265.5. That's almost missing a weight for heavyweight. Damn.
206 up, you're good, but fuck, that's crazy.
Yeah, he's a big fucking guy.
Yeah, he's really short. He looked, Volkov's really tall. I don't think it's Lewis is short.
How tall is Volkov? Is he 6'7" or like 6'11"?
Whoa, I don't think it's 6'11", man. That's like some gigantor shit.
Then it must be.
I mean, he was definitely looking. His nipple was like at the top of the cage, but I want to say probably like 6'6". Here, let's look it up.
Should I go grab my phone?
Yeah, go get your phone.
Alright.
Run, boy, run. Doing wind sprints and shit. That's really interesting. He's super tall guy, real rangy. I know he had quite the reach on him, about 3 inches reach, if I'm not mistaken.
No, I think he only had like 1 inch reach
Really?
advantage. Yeah, because I remember my brother was saying that he was like so much taller than Derek Lewis, but yet he only had like 1 inch on him.
Wow,
For his
that's
reach.
crazy.
Oh shit.
And Volkov, I feel so bad for him. He was doing a tremendous job in that fight, keeping active, staying off the hands.
6'7".
6'7". What's his reach?
Reach 81 inches.
Now look at Lewis's reach. Yeah, he was doing tremendous in that fight. He was making the Black Beast look pretty subpar. I mean, until that last 11 seconds where he turned that shit up. If you haven't seen that knockout, you got to go see it. It's pretty bad.
His nickname is Drago. Just like the guy from
Yeah, he looks like that guy if he kept training. That guy had an even taller, scarier son.
Yeah, see, Derek Lewis 79 inch.
Oh, 79 inch. Okay,
Yeah,
so 2 inch.
Was it 2 inch? All right.
Yeah, that's crazy. And then Derek Lewis is 6'3". Whoa, that Volkov's just that tall that he makes Derek Lewis look fucking short. That's crazy, dude.
Yeah,
he looked like a midget next to him, to be honest. That's so weird.
I know.
You don't really have anything to judge off of except the other person in the cage, though.
Except when Joe Rogan comes
Yeah,
in.
right. That little bald ass head shining off those lights.
Joe Rogan's my height.
Is he?
Yeah, 5'8".
He's yoked though.
Oh no,
He's
he
so
could beat
yoked.
this shit out of me easily.
He wears that fucking medium shirt every time he comes in that black medium shirt, sweating through that thing because he's so amped up off the fights.
Yeah. So, alright. I obviously got really drunk last night. Enjoying myself.
Yes, absolutely. That was
I would-
smoky pooed.
I would want to go through that whole card again, watch it again, because
Yeah, no, there was a lot of energy in the room. We had I think we counted at one point 25 people over. We definitely had a great time. It was phenomenal. Like,
Yeah, small
we
ass
all,
park.
yeah, yeah. We were eating food. It was trash this morning. I mean, trash. People were sleeping upright in chairs and computer chairs and shit when I came in here. My friend Matt brought a medical cot, like one of those. Like,
Are you serious?
Yeah. It was like one of those ones they give to people when the hurricane comes through.
There's 25 people, and I probably knew like 7 people here. In my
Hey,
place.
did you meet a lot of new friends though?
No.
What the hell?
You know, the first wave of people that came, like, with Joe and all
Found
them,
and all that.
those are the only ones that I got to meet. Everyone else was like, whatever.
Yeah.
I got my
guess-
friends that I care about here. That's all I care about.
Yeah, get back. I love that. Like we kind of had like a potluck thing going on, and we were like, all right, we'll just have everyone bring food. 80% of people brought fucking a bag of chips.
That's the easy thing.
Yeah, it was all like the same flavored chips though. There's like one barbecue, and the rest were those like purple Doritos.
Yeah.
what are they? Sweet and tangy or whatever. They're phenomenal chips, but
Yeah. Shout out to Eddie and his mom for
yeah.
the pozole.
Oh my god.
It was so
So
good.
good. Too bad we got too drunk to take it out of the crock pot. We had a lot more left. I saved myself some for lunch though. Thank you again for that. That was tremendous.
I was stealing people's pozole last
Yeah.
night. They were leaving out.
Oh man, she left chunks of meat in that, like that big, like they're cubes of meat. She did it right. That's the best pozole I've ever had in my life, hands down. I feel like a lot of Mexican restaurants, you go to them and it's just, to me, it's a disappointment almost. Well, most of it. Like I cannot stand like a lot of Mexican restaurants will just give you dried out food and everything. Like you get chicken tacos, they're dried out. Chicken fajitas are dried out. Tamales. Oh, if I get a dry tamale, I will never go back to the place and eat food there. I just can't handle it.
Next time we go back to Colorado, we're gonna find a good Mexican joint. 'Cause
I don't know if they exist because we asked
They gotta be
locals
some.
and they pointed us to a place in Denver called Chubby's, right?
yeah,
that was
I
it.
believe so.
Oh, it was terrible. It was not that good. The flavor wasn't there. What'd you get? The green chili.
I got like a wet burrito and green chili. I never even ate the green chili. I left it in the car, and then I think you ended up throwing it away because it was baking in there for 2
oh my
days.
God. Oh, dude. Did you say like after that trip that your car was just destroyed still? Like you found like two burgers under your seat or
Oh
something?
my god! Like a month and a half later, I just found a bag of McDonald's with 2 burgers in it.
Oh.
I didn't even open it.
Let me tell you that the
I
trip
would've.
in itself was an experience. Not only, I mean, loved Colorado. Like I said in the last podcast, it was, oh my God, beautiful. I've never experienced anything like that in my life, and I yearn for that place every day. But getting there, 4 deep, fully packed, in a Honda Civic, 16 hours, 17 hours maybe.
Knowing that only 2 of us could safely drive.
that's a big thing. You drove a majority of the way the first time because you're like, I want to keep this momentum. You were pounding
Yeah,
energy
exactly.
drinks. Remember those Stoke energy shots? Every
Oh my God.
every gas station we went to, you just pounded with your drink, and then you're like, I can't sleep. It's like I wonder why.
No, I just can't sleep in the car regularly, but that didn't help.
Either can I, man. That was my big thing. Like trying to go to sleep, it just sucked.
But like I caught a wave of energy, and I just knew like I just had to keep going. Because the first time I went to Colorado with my brother, I drove 16 straight hours, and I think he just took over once we were like on the when we were about like 25, 30 miles away from
Like
Denver.
when you get off 80.
Yeah.
Like, because you take 80 west all the way there. Like,
Yeah.
almost all the way there until you get to Colorado itself. So, I'm just having flashbacks of Nebraska, and it's the worst thing ever.
That was rough.
That truck, I don't know if I talked about it last time, the truck stop we stopped at. You
Oh.
remember this? There was no houses or anything around. There was 2 cars at this truck stop. There was just like a rundown old restaurant that wasn't open anymore. And then when you went in the truck stop, it had a whole cooler of beer. Like that was the only thing they really had. They had one section of pop and water, and then the rest were beer. But it had a sign that said we can't sell beer. Do you remember
yeah,
that?
I remember you saying
Yeah, yeah. And then like it had this cafe thing in the middle that was closed, and like they had like one shelf with stuff. It was really weird. Like,
Robbie and I stopped there when we went to Colorado.
really?
Yeah,
Was it
oddly
the
enough.
same way?
Yeah.
Well, because it's the only one. like for miles. I
And
remember that.
They just had like random shit on
Yeah.
the shelf. It was like being in an antique shop.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
That's the feel you get from it for sure. Like, they, like everything. Like even though they had stuff on the other shelves, it looked like everyone went there after a natural disaster and bought everything out of it, and there was only a few things left. Like that's the only way I can explain it, really.
It looked like any grocery store in Venezuela right now.
Yeah, right. Oh my God, that's another thing. The inflation there.
Yeah.
When we were watching that special, that's crazy. You should, if you haven't watched anything on Venezuela, their money just keeps inflating and inflating. And I think a weekly wage is like what, $1 million? They said at the time of that video.
Yeah,
It
and
was
they were
something
saying like
insane.
to save up to buy, I think, a bottle of water, like they have to save up for like 5 days. What was it, like
That's
5 days?
yeah,
pay
it was
or
it
something
was
like
it was
that?
something insane.
At least a couple days pay.
Yeah, it was something very
Yeah.
insane. The people there are very impoverished, and they, with their food situation and everything, they could barely afford to eat. So the special was about people that are turning to crime and kidnapping specifically, and killing people. It's becoming one of the most dangerous places on earth because these people can't make money an honest way, so they have to do it by crime. So there's other businesses there thriving, like bulletproofing your car, or making a house super secure, or hiring private security. But again, there's people so poor they can't even afford food, so these people have to find their own way. I mean, I remember there was a mother on there talking about sending her children every day in fear, both her daughters. She said, this is my gateway to hell," as she looked out of her house down the hill, because she'd watch her kids walk and just not know if she'd see them come back that day. That really rang on me, man. That
And
was tough.
I think the daughter said that she was looking out her window into a courtyard and she saw someone get murdered, and that's just
Yeah, they were touring. The houses almost remind me of favelas in Brazil. Like that's how they were set up, almost like a hilly, like almost like sheet metal houses. Some of them,
Yeah.
like they're very weird and put together. But I remember as they were looking through other houses, like there was clearly bullet holes in houses that you just looked out of, like houses shot up all the time. You could just. They said they had seen people get killed from with their windows and
How
everything.
about the interview with the people who do the kidnapping?
Oh my
that
God.
was disturbing.
It was.
Like, and they're just casually talking like, yeah, like I've killed 14-year-old girls, just like young children, and just saying it like it's nothing. And they're saying how, like, it affects you the first time, but then you just get over it. You just get over killing people.
It's so crazy to see. There was, at one point they had rolled, the team that was making the like short documentary they had rolled up on a dead body, like a dead body that had been found, and people were just walking past it, like minding their own business, because they're so desensitized to that kind of stuff there, because it's happening so often. That's not even a big deal. I mean, you can't, in America, you can't even drive on the highway without people trying to stop and look at a car crash or a fender bender.
Yeah, just a fender bender.
Or a cop pulled over even. Like they're just walking past straight murders because it's the norm there. I think that's insane.
Yeah, it is.
I couldn't imagine not, like, I think about that a lot. Is like that, how blessed we are to just go to the store and eat. Like, even if you're poor here, you're considered well-to-do in most other countries. You know what I mean? Like, these people, like, some of these people, like, how spoiled are we? We drink bottled water. Like, we have a preference of water to drink, and some people have no water at all.
And, like,
It's crazy.
yeah, like, just, even if, like, you're in poverty in America most time, like, in a lot of situations, you still have way more than what a lot of people have in other countries.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Like, we
It's
have,
like we're so first world and sheltered. Like,
I heard some, like, we have, like, the best dressed lower class
really?
in the world.
Whoa.
Just saying, like, even though you're lower class, you're still able to, like,
Dress well.
Yeah, dress well
Yeah.
and spend a little extra money.
I know, yeah, but like here, I know people that'll literally just spend money on shoes. Like, like they don't have a car, but they'll buy the newest pair of Jordans that come out, or the newest LeBrons, or whatever.
I don't get that either.
Because like in America, you could spend something you don't have.
I can't imagine, like, living without a car. Because, like, when I worked up at Aurelio's in Joliet, like, a lot of people there just didn't have cars. Like, I'd come up to work and, like, you'd only see the manager's car. And I don't know, I just thought
But
about
like,
that a
who's
lot.
here? Like, no one showed up to work today, but the restaurant's full.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that is a lot. I don't know if that's like a restaurant industry thing. I mean, obviously cars aren't cheap. you know, insurance isn't cheap most of the time. But I mean, I think it's something that everyone needs is a car these days, especially like where we're from, like up there.
I wouldn't imagine being able to make a living.
Oh my,
I've
make a
only had
living,
delivery jobs my whole life.
Imagine like that sounds like hell in itself. Just not having a car in general, like doing nothing, asking other people for rides. Like it makes you way more self-independent if you have a car.
Like, can you imagine us living right here with no cars? Like knowing like
Oh my
how
God.
to even get groceries.
Like
what would
like
we
yeah,
do?
taking the you can't do a grocery haul whenever the fuck you want, or you can't do things whenever you want. You if you went off public transportation.
We'd have to
It
walk a
sucked.
mile down the road to the bus stop and like figure out the schedule.
Yeah, it's fucked up. And another thing I think about is like moms that have a bunch of kids and no car. Like how they get their kids around. How are they gonna go like, you know what I mean? That's hard. Cars aren't.
I don't know
Some
a
people.
mom that doesn't have a car.
Yeah, I know. I've seen it before. Yeah, definitely.
That seems like a necessity.
Yeah,
above
it is. Yeah,
all the
above.
rest.
Yeah, a mom with a car, definitely. I mean, especially when your kids are getting older. If you have ones in different gaps, like we're blessed, man. We are blessed in that stature. I'm glad I just had like a really good support back home. Like a lot of people don't have that. Like I couldn't imagine if I didn't have the support of my parents.
I
You know
know.
what I mean? Like I have a really good backing, and that's why I feel for a lot of people is because they really don't have that.
Yeah, some of them really don't. Some of them do, but they just don't realize it.
Yeah, some people take their parents for granted a lot. Like they're supposed to do all these things for you. Like, you know, like if you have parents like that, like if your parents do anything for you, you should thank them. I mean, you only get one set of parents, and if they're willing to help you, you should be very thankful for that.
Yeah, a lot of people have to let go of their whole, like, they act how they do when they're teenagers, always mad at their parents for, like, this and that. It's like, fucking suck it up, especially if you live at their house. Like,
I feel like when I was younger, I definitely took my parents for granted a lot. I argued with my parents a lot over dumb things, and mostly I think back at me being lazy, and I'll totally regret that my whole life. I really will, because I can never take any of those things I said or did back, and I just try and make up for as much as I can, calling my mom, going to visit her as much as I can, you know, apologizing for those things, because really, like, there's nothing, like, I would have nothing in my life if it wasn't for my mother and my stepdad, like, honestly, like,
for sure. And, like, I feel bad now because down here it feels like life's moving pretty fast. So, like, it seems like the times I am calling my mom, I am asking for, like, different things, like, whether it be advice or, like, you know, if she has certain things she can loan me. But, I mean, I can't really help it.
Yeah,
but, like, I mean,
right.
I still talk. I still try to get a good conversation in. But the thing is, like, I just kind of feel shitty about that. But,
yeah.
But, I mean, she's more than willing to help. Like, if anything, my mom's guilty of helping too much and, like, not really letting me go out on my own.
Right.
And that's something that she kind of needs to learn is, like, she's got to, like, let me sink or swim on my own. She can't,
Right.
like, always be there every step of the way. And she has a hard time dealing with that, but she's doing pretty well with this whole, like, moving down here because she was so against it.
Yeah, I remember when we were first talking about moving out, and then you're like, I haven't even told my mom yet. And then, what'd you tell her, like, a week before? Or a month before, I'm sorry.
About 3 weeks before.
3 weeks before? Wow.
I didn't know how to say it. Plus, I didn't want to ruin her summer because I knew that was going to upset her so much,
Right.
me leaving.
I mean, and, like, at the total worst in my life, if everything went haywire, like, I know my parents would open their door for me again.
Oh, yeah, my mom
And then-
tells me that all the time.
And there's something, like, very comforting about that I know I have that fallback, and, you know, I'm just trying to respect my parents and appreciate them as much as I can while they're here. Because, I mean, that's another thing. I fear that every day. Like, sometimes I'll spend whole days thinking about that. Like one day my mom's not going to be here, man. Like,
I know.
I know that'll be the hardest day of my life. I know it will be. And I really feel for people that have lost their parents.
Yeah, sometimes I lay awake thinking about that, and I know I can't because,
Yeah.
I mean, it's the inevitable. You just hope it's going to happen so far out in the future, and you just can't worry about it.
Yeah, it's hard not to, though, you know what I mean? Like, a lot of times I just sit there and I'm like, man, I didn't have my mom, man. Like,
I think about that with
fuck.
a lot of people, actually, and pretty regularly.
Yeah.
Like, just, like, what would happen if just...
Yeah, like, if I lost any of my close friends again, like, I mean, I lost my friend Cody not too long ago.
Yeah, we We were talking about that last night, me, Ryan, and Joe.
Yeah.
Just about mortality.
It sucks, man. You just gotta be careful in life because you never know when it's gonna eat you up. You really don't. It'll take you in a second. Life's so ruthless.
It's a good reason just to be a good person today and let people
Mhm.
know that you care about them and, you know, tell your friends that you love them. Give them a hug. Might as well.
Yeah, I definitely don't want to go out. People thinking I was an asshole or anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And that's the thing that people say about me because, like, the people who I worked with at Aurelio's, they're all the ones that are my friends now. They're like, oh, well, at first I thought you hated me and you didn't like me. And it's like, no, I guess I'm just shy.
Yeah, you're just
But
really quiet, I feel.
Like, I don't hate anyone, but I'm really,
I know.
like, I barely talked to anyone at the party that I didn't know.
Yeah, and it was packed in this motherfucker. Do you ever think about, like, if you want to be buried or cremated or anything? Like, do you have a preference, or are you just like, I don't care, I'm dead? Or you don't want to think about it, or...
I guess I would want to say buried. Like that, I don't like the whole after death process because of how much money it costs, and it just seems so unnecessary. So
Yeah.
I would say like the most basic burial ever.
Most basic burial ever.
Some to where like my body can just decompose into the ground, and like the whole circle of life can happen
Yeah.
again.
Yeah.
Like,
Just be one with the earth, you know?
Yeah, don't put embalming fluid in me,
Yeah, just
but
let me
also make
decay.
sure I'm dead.
Yeah. You'll double tap me, bro. Yeah, I don't know. I think about it a lot, and I'm just like, man, none of that sounds fun. Like, just thinking about people doing that to your body. But then I think about it again. It's like, how many people die a day? Like, you see how many people have professions where they're desensitized to death and everything.
Hmm.
And I don't know if I care what happens to me, but I do know I don't want people to sulk over my death. Like, I want a life celebration. Like,
You want Irish funeral?
yeah.
Drinking.
Why not, dude? Honestly, like, don't have your last memory of me looking at me in a casket and crying over me. Just throw the biggest, baddest banger ever. Like, I mean, party kager, dude. All right?
Yeah.
Give me a sick cat. Let people draw on my casket. If you bury me, give me a
Like-
sick casket.
Like a yearbook.
Yeah, like a year. XOXO. See you on the other side.
Oh my god.
Yeah, something
Yeah.
like that, something fun like that. Because I like to think of myself as a person that likes to have fun. I like to laugh. I like to have experiences, and make my funeral, my life celebration unique. If I die, if anyone ever watches this when I die,
Yeah.
maybe one day my kids will see this and be like, "This is what he wanted." Like, shoot me out of a big ass casket-sized cannon or something.
No, that'd be for Ryan.
I'd be like, "You son of a bitch! That's one last time.
Finally,
The
yeah.
promise you never fulfilled. You did it. It's in his will."
And then run his casket through a wood chipper.
I always seen myself having a video will. Like, when I die, like, coming up to the video, like, "What's up, fuckers?" Bet your bitch asses are crying. Don't. The cake deposit's already in. No.
God.
I'm serious about that though. Like, I don't want like a sad all black funeral. I want a life celebration for sure. Brighter colors. Like, remember me for who I was. I wasn't emo.
Because like some people are like really hurt about it and they're not in the mood for that.
Yeah,
So-
but they better be.
Yeah, I guess so.
Like I say, life's a party and the cake's full, man.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a depressing ass fucking road when we went down. How did we get there?
Who knows?
Whoa,
That's what
man,
it
that was insane. We started talking about UFC 229. Back to that, Habib Nurmagomedov,
Damn.
4th round submission, 3 minutes, 3 seconds, I believe, into the 4th round.
And I called
Neck crank.
Conor knocking him out in the second round. And something I've noticed, I'm wrong about every fight prediction I ever make.
Hey, no, it was totally possible, and it's still possible that Conor could knock out Habib. But Habib, 2nd round, cracked Conor.
Damn, I did not expect that.
He wobbled Conor. That's what I mean about the sport. You never know, man. You really never know. We knew Habib was going to just maul him if he brought him to the ground. Like, that was a given.
Yeah.
And you just seen Conor, like, everyone, the same thing everyone goes through with Habib is like, holy shit.
I also
Like,
I felt,
wow.
I felt like
when they get to
Conor's
the ground.
striking was kind of subpar
He
for
came.
his standards.
He like. I felt like he didn't come out with a super wide stance like he always done. He came out hands down like he always does in the beginning of the round. But after that second round, cracking when he went to the ground where he really shined, there was definitely a 10-8 round for Khabib. Hands down 10-8 round.
Yeah.
And then the third round, oh my goodness. Just pounded him. He came out the fourth. It was nasty. It was nasty, and I started feeling bad for Conor, to be honest with you.
It was hard to watch. I'm such a huge fan of Conor that, like, I mean, I let myself I convinced myself that this was going to go super well for him, that Khabib wasn't going to really have a shot. I kind of lied to myself.
I think Conor was so confident, like he always is, in his left hand, and he just couldn't pick the shots out.
Yeah.
Khabib wasn't giving it up. I mean, he came right out round one, ankle picked Conor, brought him to the ground. I mean, it was just a wearing fight from there, and Khabib really shined at what he's best at.
Was there a certain point where you kind of gave up and said,
I knew it was over after the second round. I knew.
Second round.
That's why I said first, second round, knockout by Conor, third, fourth round submission.
Yeah, that's about time. I was just
I knew it. I knew it was a finished deal. Like third, the nails were in the coffin at that point. You just seen it on Conor's face. He was getting beat the fuck up, dude.
That's why I turned to. I forgot who was sitting to my left. I was like, regardless of what happens, we're just getting drunk after this.
Oh yeah, I said that before the fight. I was like, we celebrate either way, whoever wins, man. I'm very happy for Khabib. Yeah. Because he's now gonna get the star level that he deserves as a great fighter. No one can say he hasn't beat anyone now.
And I don't think people should give him shit for what happened afterwards. I mean, yeah, he shouldn't have done it, but like, after Conor throws a dolly at the bus window, after how much they hate each other, like, if people talk shit, be like, oh, like, I can't, like, understand why he would do something like that. It's like, you talked about the guy's family, his people, his country, his religion.
Yeah. I know that two wrongs don't make a right. That's what I think. Two wrongs don't make a right, but I understand why Khabib did what he did. There's so much emotion. Like, that was, like they said, it was so much more than a fight for Khabib. And he won. He shut the guy up. He did it in spectacular fashion. He made another man look just like an amateur, like he does to everybody. And there's just so much emotion beating it. All that just to shut up someone that said all those things to you. You can't blame him for all that emotion he had.
I feel like if Conor would have did that, like if he would have jumped the cage and attacked one of Khabib's coaches, I think that Dana would have still put the belt around Conor. I really believe that.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Because Dana said the only reason he did not put the belt around Khabib is he thought everyone in the stands would get to start throwing stuff.
I mean, on his way out, they started pelting him with shit.
Yeah, they were dumping beer on him and everything, and that he had a huge group of people around him. That was definitely crazy. There's definitely going to be a rematch, 100%. 100%.
I just thought it wasn't fair to Khabib. I thought they should have put his belt around him, regardless.
Yeah, I was getting mad. That's why I was yelling.
Guy.
I mean, I was drunk, but I was definitely yelling at the screen, like, give him his fucking belt. Like, he deserved that.
Yeah.
He did that. Like you said, undisputed, undefeated, 27-0 lightweight champion.
27-0.
It's crazy.
I hope
he makes everyone look like shit.
I hope they set up the Tony Ferguson fight. I don't care that they tried it 4 times. I don't care.
Yeah, me either. I would wait to the end of my fucking days to see that fight. It is so interesting. Look how Tony came back after that leg surgery. All his own self-therapy, basically self-trained, trains at home all the time. Very unorthodox training and fighter. Came and just showcased another guy.
The fact that he has no
division.
gym that he belongs to.
Yeah, like he really doesn't fight out of a gym. He fights out of his house. Like
he's man.
You see all his training videos. They're all in his home gym. And if you don't follow this guy on, if you don't even follow sport, man, this guy's such a character. He's such a weirdo. He's an ugly guy, but dude, when it comes to fighting, there is no one like Tony Ferguson, man. He's smiling, he's dancing in there. He's got those weird styles. He's got that snap jitsu.
Didn't Pettis catch him?
Huh?
Didn't Pettis catch him in one of the rounds?
Yeah, and yeah, he caught him, and like when he was going down, he was like falling down. He spun. He tried to hit him with elbows. Then he rolled forward. He tactical rolled. Dude, I was screaming my ass off.
Oh my god,
Tony Ferguson. There is not another like him. He needs to fight Khabib.
Yeah.
Man, that fight is gonna be insane. Tony versus Habib. Please. Conor, he has to fight someone that is not the champion. He should not get an immediate rematch after that.
No.
He was so outclassed. It's not over for Conor at all. If he really is hungry for it and wants to fight in the sport still, he needs to go down and fight through the division again.
Yeah,
I think
actually work his way through.
exactly. I mean, what are you going to do after Nate Dustin, you know? Are you going to make... Well, Habib might be suspended after that. Who knows? So if that happens, Tony's going to have to fight the winner of that.
I don't think so. I hope he's not suspended.
No, they're talking about it for sure. Like, they don't know. They're still holding his purse as of right now.
And, like, they're not withholding Conor's, even though, like, I saw a video today. They're saying the reason why he was attacked was because he punched Habib's brother.
Yeah, because he jumped the cage and he punched him. But Habib was attacking Conor's team.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
So,
That makes sense.
I mean, he did the bus thing after Habib slapped Artem. It's just a vicious cycle, dude. Like, again, two wrongs don't make it right, but it's way deeper than a fight with these guys, and that's why it's so interesting, and that's why there'll be a rematch, for sure.
So who do you think Conor should fight next?
Well, I don't know. Like, you look, maybe Ally Quinta.
Ally Quinta, you think?
Yeah, I think that'd be a good fight. They both just lost to Habib. Tony, he's on a crazy tear. Dustin, crazy tear. I mean, he has to fight Nate Diaz, whoever wins that. Or if Dustin beats Nate versus Conor 3. So I'm saying Ally Quinta or Nate. Or Dustin. You know? It depends how it all pans out. I would really love to see Tony Habib. Hopefully Habib doesn't get suspended. If Habib's suspended, we're going to go Dustin Tony, right? If he wins, right? Because then if Nate wins, it'll be Nate Tony. And then it should be Dustin Conor or Al Conor. Those are the only fights to make, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Because what else are you going to do with the division?
It's just tough right now because, like,
You're gonna make Conor
you
fight?
really want to see Tony and Dustin get a
It's-
title shot.
It's so top heavy. That's the thing. That's why I hope Dustin wins. I
Yeah.
really do hope Dustin wins because, man, that kid's been knocking at the door. Tony was interim champ and they stripped him for absolutely no reason at all.
I know, he got injured.
It sucks. That really sucks, man. And to see him come back, you could just see the emotion in his face when he beat Pettis. It was a fight stop because Anthony Pettis had broken his hand in the fight. He was bleeding from the top of the head. It was gnarly. John Anik had blood on his back. On his back.
Man.
And he was
Yeah.
facing the octa. It was crazy. It was an absolute fucking show. And, you know, Pettis delivered on that. He's a tough son of a bitch. He had that demonic look on his face when he looked up, tongue out, and fucking...
Oh, man.
Yeah, when they were fighting. Oh, dude. I love this fucking sport. I believe this sport. I will watch this sport till I die. And I never thought I'd be a sport guy. But this shit, it has me enticed, man.
Yeah, I mean, I used to be, like, super into baseball growing up, and then, like, I got out of sports completely. I thought I was done watching sports until... I think you got me into the UFC. Like,
Did I?
I was kind of, like, passively, like, I would hear about it here and there, but I
Mhm.
think you really got me into it.
Yeah, man. Honestly, like I try and stretch as far as I can, like because, you know, you meet a lot of people that they'll come around for Conor McGregor, John Jones fights and everything, and then you know act like they're experts or love watching the sport or whatever. But then when it comes to like these smaller cards, these fight nights, no one watches those, and that's the sad part because there's some really great talent that doesn't have stardom, and man, it's just a great sport. It really is. The UFC has the top talent.
What's the next fight night?
Next fight night, I don't know.
Can you look it up?
Yeah.
I just threw my phone
Yeah.
because I heard Snapchat. Didn't want to be distracted.
Go to the UFC app that is terrible at updating.
Yeah,
the
and
UFC should definitely fix.
the headliner for 230. So is it Shevchenko and that Eubank?
Is it?
That's what they were saying.
Who
but,
is
like,
that? I know who. Obviously, I know who Shevchenko is, but who's that other chick?
And even what happened to Shevchenko Jacek?
Oh, it's Volkan Smith, dude.
Oh, it is?
Volkan Ozdemir versus Anthony Smith.
Oh.
Oh, I forgot about this, dude.
When is that? Like,
In 20 days, so the 27th. Bro,
okay.
bro, who else is on this card? This fight card is unavailable. Is that the only fight announced for it? That'd be weird.
No.
20 days out.
You can just type in on Google UFC and it'll have the thing.
Will it really?
Yeah.
Might as well get rid of the fucking app then.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Like, scroll up
Scroll up.
and then you can go to the
Oh,
next
what?
fight night.
Google.
That's why.
Google's making moves.
Artem's fighting.
Artem Lobov.
Is that a Dagestani?
Dude,
Is that the guy who attacked
that's the
Conor?
guy. It might be, dude. They might kick him out.
Yeah, Dana said
Whoa.
that the two guys who attacked Conor were never going to fight again.
I don't know. Let's look up who attacked Connor. I'd enunciate this guy's name, but I have no idea how.
Yeah.
Come on, boy. Yeah. However you enunciate that. I'm not going to even butcher it. Where's Chef Bobby when you need him? Yeah.
I mean, he looks Dagestani.
Yeah, right? With that... Boyd look ugly as hell, though. Look at the boy. Caveman looking ass. Phone's on 5%. Damn. I forgot about Volkan Ozdemir versus Anthony Smith. That's a crazy one. And then you got 230. Whoa, it doesn't say Shevchenko. Right now it says Dustin and Nate. Luke, oh, that's such a good card already. I forgot about this.
I know.
They got Jacare versus Branch on that? I didn't know that. Luke Rockhold versus Chris Weidman. Dustin Poirier versus Nate Diaz. Derek Brunson versus Israel. Adesanya?
Yeah.
Oh my god. That's hot.
Boy, you built like a senior citizen.
Oh yeah, that was disrespectful. He is too, bro.
Oh my god.
They got into it, dude. That was right. Boy, you built like a senior citizen. I ain't scared of you. You need to lift some weights.
Saw the video at the bar where like he's like filming him and like yelling across the bar at him that
Really?
he's gonna beat his ass and shit.
Wait, Brunson, can you throw that out for me? Brunson was saying that?
Yeah, I think so. I kind of got him confused. I'm pretty sure Brunson was saying that.
Yeah, Brunson's the short milk dud looking one.
Yeah.
Dude, that's insane. I forgot about that card, dude. That shaped up to be a really good card too.
Yeah.
I wish Sean O'Malley fought last night.
Yeah.
I wanted to see him so bad. I seen pictures of him going around with the fans though. Like he was taking pictures with fans even though he wasn't fighting. I thought that was really cool of him.
Yeah. He's gonna be the next big star.
Yeah, I hope so. That'd be awesome.
Another big star. I should
Yeah,
say.
if he could live up to all his hype, yeah. I mean, he's doing some crazy things in those. I love watching him fight. He's really creative.
Yeah, I was super interested to see how this fight was going to go, especially after his last one where he easily could have lost if the guy would have just backed off for a second.
And, like, he's another part of the young talent that's really interesting to watch. And, like, I'm trying to say, like, man, the sport's...
5'11" for a bantamweight.
I know, he's super tall. 135 pounds and 5'11"?
Yeah.
Yeah. Crazy.
What does he walk around at? What do you think?
Probably 145, 150.
Do you think he'd ever be able to cut down to flyweight?
Why not?
Like if he had a hard cut?
Oh my god. He looks pretty, like,
Can you imagine
skinny
him fighting
already.
flyweights?
Dude, he looked like he'd be like a Skeletor on that weight, but
Yeah.
that'd be crazy.
Like if he did.
Oh my
Damn.
god, dude. 125, man. There's a lot of good fights there.
Because, I mean, he seems like he's still too small to, like, ever move up to featherweight.
Yeah.
Like,
He just looks like he doesn't have the weight for it, you know what I mean?
yeah.
Like, I feel like bantamweight's the perfect one for him for his weight. Man. There's so many good fights happening now. It's such a good time to be a fight fan, like I said.
I need Fight Pass.
You think so? Like, I had it, and I didn't use it as much as I thought I would.
You didn't?
I much rather watch it live. I don't know. There's just something for me about watching a fight live.
The reason why I would want it is, like, for fighters I don't really know a lot about to, like, be able to watch 2 or 3 of their fights before.
I just look up highlight videos.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because those are going to show their most impressive ones. But if I was getting, like, real analytical, like, yeah, I get what you mean. Like,
Yeah, to get
looking into their
analytical.
fights.
It's getting toasty in here.
Yeah, it is. I'm sweating my ass off,
Wanna
too.
go
I don't
turn
know
the
why.
AC on?
Yeah, can you please? Our fucking wall unit AC, because they won't fix our shit. Don't get me started on that again.
No.
Dude, look, I'm sweating, man. Fucking hair. Felt so much better. I was so...
Oh, that happens every time.
What happened? Did, like, power surge?
Yeah, power surges every time. Every time I think it's going out, I'm like, fuck.
Hey, you know they had that union electricity. My ass.
Oh, I can feel it from here.
I know, dude. It's like, boom. It feels so good already. That thing ran all night, too. Good
And-
luck on that
and another
electricity
thing,
bill. Oh,
You had another box fan behind the couch that I didn't know about,
yeah. It's in my room right now.
but we have 2.
Yeah.
I never knew we had 2.
Yeah.
And All the nights I sweat my ass off. I woke up with a ring of sweat around
No,
my
it is not around your neck. It goes to your belly button. Even Joe woke up yesterday after he came here. He's like, bro, I was baking in your room, dude. I don't know why. It gets so hot in there, man.
It's got no airflow. So do we have heat? Like,
No.
No?
Have you seen the furnace?
no.
Oh my god, it's taken apart. So, like, it's not going to blow anything.
Oh,
So,
fuck.
so, like, if it gets cold, we're fucked. We're going to be snuggling.
Last
in
night it
blankies.
was freezing.
Some blankie.
I brought out my winter blankets.
I don't have different blankets. I only have like a comfort. I never switch. Maybe that's why sometimes in the winter I'm cold and in the summer I'm fucking sweating.
Yeah, you gotta.
I'm a rookie. I need to step my game up.
You gotta get the right tools for the job.
Yeah, I guess. Like I don't have like a windbreaker either.
I don't even.
Yeah. Okay. See, that's.
I don't have a lot of clothes.
I know. You got like 4 hangers in your closet.
Like half of the shit is Ryan's.
He's like, "Where's my stuff?" You're wearing it every day.
I have this "fuck you" T-shirt.
Do you really?
Yeah, dude. I swear it smells like that's been like washed in beer.
It probably has. Ryan probably christened himself with a fucking gallon of beer.
It's like he forgot to wash it after a night of drinking.
We went through a ridiculous amount of liquor
Whoa,
last
yeah,
night. Like, I could not believe, like, everyone brought their own stuff, obviously, but, like, seeing the amount, like, everything, our whole counter, all this counter, a bunch of counter you can't see, it wraps around an L, everything, our coffee table, filled with bottles. Like, you could not set another thing down. It was insanity. I woke up, I was like, no.
The bottle that I bought that day of Jameson was going like that.
Yeah, it was. That tasted so good last night. Like, I usually don't like. I think it's just because I've tried it straight usually, but drinking that with like Diet Pop, it was so smooth.
Yeah,
Like I was like,
I think I'm gonna drink that over Jack.
are you?
Yeah.
I still like Jack more, but that stuff was super smooth. I'll give you that.
And
Especially if I'm having like a short at the bar or something. I just like the taste of Jack. I don't know if that's because I don't know. I just really enjoy the taste, but I've never found a whiskey that I like more than it.
it just got that syrupy taste that's
You think that's what?
pretty
I don't know what it is.
overwhelming at times.
To me, it's almost not. I don't want to say smoky, but almost like that. You know what I mean?
That's how I've
Like
heard,
woody kind of.
That's
like,
how I've heard Proper 12 be described.
Really?
Woody.
Woody. Like I like that taste. Like I think that's really good.
Then I think
I don't
you
know
might
if
like
I'm
the Proper
analyzing
12
it.
then.
Maybe.
Yeah, which Benny's said that they would reserve 2 bottles for us.
Yeah.
and then,
We didn't. They didn't call us. They're like, we'll call you. I should have known when they wrote on a post-it note that we weren't getting shit.
And then on fight day, I show up just to see. Maybe they did and they just forgot to call. And then I asked the guy, I was like, so you guys said you'd reserve a bottle. We came in a couple weeks back. He's like, oh yeah, well, they weren't supposed to do that. And then they sell the last bottle of Proper 12 right in front of me. I was like, I wanted to
It would have
leave
tasted bitter after that defeat, anyways.
I wanted to leave just on principle right there, but
You're like, I'll go get some Jameson instead.
Yeah.
Get the competitor.
had to do what I had to do. Did you see the video of like the McGregor fans after the weigh-ins outside? You see the guy in front of the cops drinking Proper. He's like chugging Proper 12, dressed as a bottle of Proper 12.
Oh, is it that? What's that guy's name? Robbie? Robbie something, works for Barstool.
Was it?
Yeah.
I have
Like,
no
did he
idea.
have glasses on?
No.
Oh, okay. Never mind then. Like, there's this guy. I believe it's Robbie something. He's a super fan of Conor McGregor, and he works for Barstool. And like every time Conor fights, he just goes campaigning about Conor to his like. He's like, he's gonna knock that Russian the fuck out. And like, he was talking shit about Mayweather to Mayweather Senior,
I never seen that.
Floyd Senior, and like he was like. Floyd got so Floyd Senior was like shadow boxing him, like his profile picture for a long ass time was him just like acting like it was Floyd Senior like almost punching Robbie, and Robbie's face is just like he's a funny kid.
You ever see the video of Floyd Sr. boxing this internet troll, Charlie Zelenoff?
No,
This guy, he's like...
that was Floyd Senior doing. I know, yeah, that guy that was like, hey, let's do a light spar, and then he starts going like, yeah, fuck that guy, dude.
Yeah, I know. And then, like, he sucker punches Floyd Sr. after...
Did he really?
Yeah, like,
they
because,
fought
like...
Floyd Senior.
Yeah, like, they actually got together, they fought, and, like, Floyd Sr., you know, obviously wins, and because he, like, steps out on the ropes, and then, like, the guy's mentally ill because like he puts his arms up, says he wins, and then like Floyd Sr.'s walking away, and then he comes up behind, sucker punches him, and then his team just jumps on him, and beats the shit out of him.
Dude, that's what you
Either,
deserve,
yeah.
honestly. Like, if you're, and especially to run around and record that, like, that's ridiculous, man.
The guy really seems mentally ill.
Yeah, he
though.
probably is, but, like, you know, whoever's enabling him to do things like that.
I think he does it on his own.
But, like, someone's holding that camera. That's not like, on a stand.
Or who was the guy? He was like calling out a professional boxer, and it's like a really famous professional boxer.
Really?
Like the boxer that said like I think it was the one who's like got into a little bit of trouble because he's like I want a body on my record. He's like I don't know.
I don't know. I don't follow boxing at all.
I'd have to look it up, but like he called him out, like was like somehow got his number, was calling him out and like calling him the N-word through the phone, and then they finally met
Whoa.
up and the dude beat the shit out of him. Beat the shit out of him, and if it wasn't for like guys trying to hold him back, he would have really let off on him.
Dude, be careful.
It's
what
on
you wish
YouTube.
for. I just always love seeing those people that like you hear all UFC fighters talk about it. They'll be on public and like people will ask them to fight or try to fight with them. It's like there's levels to fighting, man. Like they do that as a career. They train all day, every day,
And how
2 to 3
fucking
times
crazy
a day.
do you have to be to talk shit to a UFC fighter to their
Oh
face?
my god! Like the guys at the highest level like that, they will really mess you up, man. I mean, I know some amateur fighters that'll just mess people up. It's like, don't step outside your zone. Don't get too cocky because someone's gonna humble your ass. Someone's gonna whoop your ass.
Fighting? What's the last
Wait.
fight you ever got into?
Wait,
All right,
before
hold
we
on.
get into that, I have to bring this up. You remember when we were at Mustachios and we were watching PFL?
Yeah. Oh my god.
Oh
that
my
fucking
god,
guy.
I cannot stand people like this. Who was it? Who was fighting on that card?
I'm not good with names.
I always forget names too.
Which PFL? Great
PFL.
fights.
Yeah,
Great
Professional
fights.
Fighter League. They're rebranding themselves. Wow, that was a great promotion that night. That was some great fights on there.
Yeah. Have you ever seen it on what is it on like NBC?
I can't remember. What do you
Look
know
it
the
up.
event number we watched? Was it 1 again? Did they redo it? Was it just PFL?
I don't know, and I don't even remember like what was the date that we went down there.
Yeah, me either at all.
Was it around
this
Carbon
is a
Hill
bad.
days?
This is a bad example. I can't remember who was fighting, but there was a fighter I had known on the card, and I was like, "Oh, so and so is fighting," and he's like, "Oh yeah, I trained with them." We're like, "Oh really? At what gym?" He's like, "What did he say?" He said 10th Planet in Chicago.
Oh, yeah.
That's what he said. We're like, "There's not a 10th Planet gym in Chicago." He's like, "Oh yeah, there is." We're like, "Really?" And then, just to put it short, this guy was claiming to had trained with a lot of people. I can't remember who he said.
He said he was a 3-time boxing world champion.
Yeah. Dude, I literally cringe for people when they lie like that. I've never been a liar. I can't lie. And then to lie about pedigree like that, I just like, all I remember is going in the bathroom and taking a video for my Snapchat and being like, look,
And
like,
leaving me there to talk
Yeah.
to him. I'm like, yeah, cool.
If
Really?
you go-
Yeah.
if you go around saying things like that, eventually someone's going to pull your card, man, and you're going to get hurt really, really, really bad.
Wasn't gonna be me because that guy was like 6'4".
Yeah, like regardless, so like the things he was saying, it was just ridiculous, and like I don't know why people. Do you have like a reason you think people lie like that? Like because it is
Ego.
so ego.
Ego.
You think like they lie so much that they believe it? Because like I feel like that with some people
Oh yeah.
that they tell lies so long that they start to believe it.
And people want to believe that they're so much tougher than they actually are.
Yeah, exactly. Like that guy would quit in a second. Like you know what I mean? If someone real got a hold of him.
They're the same guys who was like, yeah, if I wouldn't hurt my knee, I would definitely.
Yeah,
have
like
pro.
the washed up, like yeah. It's like you were going nowhere anyways,
Yeah,
bro.
the guy who buys a class ring and then has
Yeah.
to tell you he threw for he threw
He
for
still
how
wears
many
his Letterman
touchdowns.
around his
Yeah.
40s. It's crazy, man. Like I just can't. I can't believe people do that. It literally embarrasses me when people do things like that. Like I feel like shame and embarrassment for people a lot actually. Like if someone does something like really like embarrassing in public, I feel that so
Yeah.
bad. Or if they say something really cringy, I just feel it. I don't know why.
Yeah.
It really gets me. Like, I can't watch videos of awkward stuff because I'm so uncomfortable looking at it. That's
why every time I wake up after a night of drinking, I'm like, fuck, what did I post to Snapchat? God damn it, who did I talk to?
I think we've all had those nights, man.
But it's like every night.
Every night, like, please, 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 please.
And I just go through my story, I'm like, God, I'm
yeah,
a
like,
douche.
you check
I'm a
who you've
fucking
last
douche.
messaged. I'm like, oh my god.
And then
It's all-
seeing them next, I'm like, hey.
What's up? Oh my goodness. I've had some nights where I've just like been shameful about them for a while, man. I can't lie.
Yeah, but
Huh. Maybe one time we drink on the podcast again, I'll go into some of those
oh man,
some regretful nights.
that'd be an idea.
That's a good idea. I think people will really enjoy that.
Why not? But what's the last fight you got into?
The last fight, I wouldn't even call it a fight, really. I was drunk one day, like super drunk. I remember this guy at like I was talking to him. This is back when I was like, man, I'd be like 17, 18, and so I was drinking plum moonshine. This guy had made himself. He distilled it himself. He did it like multiple times, and it's back when I brewed beer. So like I was talking to him about it for a long time. Kept drinking. He gave me the whole bottle he's like, I'm leaving. You can have this. And like, man, was I fucked up, man. Like, I didn't know you could make moonshine out of plums, but it's strong. Or that guy knew what he was doing. I was so fucked up. I was so messed up. And I remember I got in an argument about beer with this guy. And then and then I was walking away, and I was trashed. And I was walking away, and he threw a broom at me. Threw a broom, yeah. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, you're a pussy, dude. Like, walking away with my friend. And then he came back on me, and I remember I tried pulling my phone out, like, because it was at night, by the way. So, like, we're walking from one house to another house. So, like, I'm trying to get my flashlight up so I could see him. I get it. And then he's swinging in the dark, and then he tripped me. He had tripped me, like, because, like, he couldn't see me because my phone light was in his face, so he tripped me. And then I was on the ground, and he went to kick me in the face twice, and, like, I covered up. He got me a few times, and then that's about it. And he walked away. So I guess I couldn't really defend myself. I was pretty trashy pooed.
Yeah.
How about you?
The last time I was up in Wrigleyville in Chicago with Ryan.
Oh my god, I remember. This is a great story.
It's not though. it's embarrassing on my part because we're just walking around drinking. First time drinking up in Chicago ever, and we go to this one bar, and like we're in Wrigleyville. Some of the bars have kind of like a hipster feel to it, so
Okay.
And I don't know why that's important to the story,
This just makes it twice as embarrassing.
but like we're in this bar. We're in the back part of the bar where like. And this bar's playing like punk music, but it's not. It's like alternative punk music, like, and it's a bunch of like I'll assume that they're rich kids,
Okay.
and they're like tattered up leather jackets and like denim, trying to look edgy, and so me and Ryan, we're really fucking drunk at this point. Like we've been walking around. We were sitting on people's like front steps, and like drinking tall cans. And, like, we decided, like, all right, fuck it. Let's go to another bar. And, like, so after we get there, we sat at the bar and we ordered drinks. And there's, you know how there's hooks under the bar?
Yeah.
Like, people had their shit hung up there. Like, there was just a group of people over there just hanging out. No one at the bar.
Yeah.
So, like, we just saw people's shit. And we were acting like assholes. We were grabbing their coats, putting them on. And shit.
Dude, you guys were begging for your ass whoop.
I know, and like there was drinks on the table, and I just started like drinking beers off the table, and then like Ryan grabs like a backpack and puts it on the bar, and then that's when the bartender comes over and says, "All right, I can't have you guys doing this." She takes it away, and then she tells us to get out. So we just, for some reason, Ryan gets up in a hurry and runs out as if we're in trouble. It's like, no, we got kicked out. We can walk out. So like I follow him. We go quickly out the back door, and then we're just walking away. And this guy comes walking up to us, and he said something like, "Hey, did you see that backpack in there?" I was like, "No, I don't know what you're talking about." He's like, I think you guys stole it. He's like, you guys had someone else in there run out with it, didn't you? And we're like, no, we don't know what you're fucking talking about. And he's like, all right, so come back with me, and and we'll go find out. And I'm not like walking back, and then
Right.
I was like, no, have fun with that. And he keeps like yelling at us, and he's smaller than me, by the way. And like he just keeps yelling at us to come back, and we're like, nope. And like so the guy grabs my head and tries like ripping me down. At this point, Ryan just runs away. So I'm like, he said that like he hit me on the chest and said run, but it's like I'm fucking hammered. I'm not running.
There's two of you and his ass dips?
Yeah, and there's one guy who's smaller than both of us. So like he rips my head and like I'm like what the fuck, and then like he just tries coming at me, and then I keep doing like those push kicks to like keep him away, and like I kept him at distance, and then like we clinched, and then like I'm so fucking drunk because I tried throwing a couple punches, and I was like whoa, that's not gonna work. So like
Right.
and like we start like clinching up, and like even though I'm drunk, he's smaller than me. I'm like handling him pretty well, and then like throw him off me again, tries coming at me, kick at him again, and then he has his friend show up. And now I'm surrounded by like 5 guys, and they're like, well, you're going back now. And I'm like, no, I'm not. Because when I'm drunk like that, I don't care. Like, kick
Right.
my ass.
Right.
Like, I grew up with my brother kicking my ass. This is old news to me. And they're like, well, you're kind of fucked now. And I'm like, oh yeah, is that right? And then they just weren't doing anything. I didn't really feel like my life was in danger at all.
Really?
I knew like worse, they were just gonna like beat my ass.
You're right.
Because like I was in Chicago, but I was north side Chicago with a bunch of like rich kids.
Oh, no.
I didn't feel that scared. So I forgot like
Where did
what
Ryan go? That's my
He
question.
did-
Where the fuck?
he just
He
ran
just
away.
ran away and didn't know where he's going?
I think he said like he started like jumping a couple fences and like whatever.
Dude, he was fucking gone, bro.
Yeah, he was gone. And then, like, I don't know what happened, but they eventually all, like, walked away and went back into the bar. And then Ryan shows up again. I'm fucking mad at him.
Yeah.
And, like, I'm acting like an asshole. I try walking back over to the bar to go back in to fight the guy. And like, the bouncer, he saw what happened from across the street, and he's like, dude, just let it go. He's like, walk away, man. He's like, go away. And I'm like, no. And I kept saying, like, I just want to talk. I just want to talk. And,
Holy
like, the
shit.
dude's friend...
Because, like, dude, honestly, like, especially when you're drunk, it becomes an ego thing at that
Oh,
point.
yeah,
like,
for sure.
it's totally, like,
For
it's totally
sure.
a manhood test thing.
Yeah, and, like, the dude's friend who surrounded me, he was out there, too. And, like, he was a lot bigger than me, but, like, he just kept saying, like, dude, just go away, man. Just fucking go away. And, like, but I just kept going at it, but then I walked away.
See, like, when
eventually.
honestly, there's a lot of times I almost get in fights, and then it just nothing ever happens because no one ever goes at it. Like, we were at Cornfest, which is, a festival in Morris. I wanted to go up there, and I was with Joe, Fallon, Phil's girlfriend, and Danny. And so we're up there, right? And we drink all night, and then we're going to at the end of the night, we're like, fuck, let's finally go home. And we're waiting for everyone to get in the van. We took Joe's mom's van. And this random dude tries getting in the car. Like, well, he gets in the car. He fully got in the car, and he's sitting in there. And, like, I'm just trying to speak Spanish to him, and he looked Mexican. I mean, I'm not trying to profile. I was asking his name and, like, what he wanted and stuff, and, like, where's he going? And then, like, I realized the more I was speaking to him, like, the more I realized he didn't know Spanish. And he just kept retorting anything I said to him. So, like, finally, I was just like, you need to get the fuck out of the car, and I'm serious.
Whose
He's
van
like,
was it?
Joe's mom's.
Oh.
And, like, he's like, really? I was like, yeah, get the fuck out. Or, like, something along those lines. But I was like, I seriously said, I was like, you need to get the fuck out of the car, I'm serious. Like, and then we let him go. There's obviously 1, 2, at least 3 dudes there at that time. And this one guy. And he walks around a car that's next to us. And he's like, you guys are pussies, you guys are faggots. I'm like, what'd you say? He's like, you guys are pussies and faggots. Joe's like, this guy wants some hands? Joe's like hopping out of the car, so he's like, no, he wants it. We're like, Fallon, Danny, let's go. Let's get, Joe's about to fight this guy.
Oh my god.
Like, dude, I've done some stupid stuff drunk, but like, I don't think I'd ever put myself in a predicament like that. Like, where I would like jump in strangers' cars. Like, that just shows you the area we come from, how safe it is. If you did that in the city, dude, or even out here, dude, someone's beating your ass.
Dude, remember that?
You can only get away with that in small towns.
Remember that party we went to where those guys jumped that other dude? We were with Josh.
Oh, yeah.
And the guy, didn't he try getting into the car with us? And then, or like he kept standing by the car?
Okay, so what happened? We were leaving this party. I was like, man, I've been drinking. I can't drive. I passed the keys off to Josh. And we're getting in the car. Ryan gets in the car. No, I get in the car. You get in the car. Ryan and that chick get in the car. And
Lady Liberty.
Okay, well, we'll tell that story in a second. And as Ryan's closing the door, these two guys walk up. This guy whips his dick out and starts.
Ooh.
He's like trying to piss in my car. Josh gets up out of the front seat. He's like, "Get off my car, bro!" He pushes him. He's like, "Get off my car, bro!" The guy's like, "Fuck you." Josh knocked him out clean. I swear, dude, just knocked him out. He's like, his friend's like, "You guys are fucking fat pussies." We're like, what? Well, get out of here. His friend wakes up again. Josh knocks him out again. Guy's still talking shit. We're like, dude, leave. Kid gets up. Josh knocks him out one more time. The kid picks his friends up. He's just talking shit the whole time he's going away. I was like, Josh, this is your car now, man.
Jesus Christ.
That shit was legendary, bro. I wanted to get a gold statue of Josh after that. I was like, hell no. Like, I didn't even think it was going to escalate that fast. Josh knocked that ass out quick. I was like, damn, dude. Josh is a savage, dude. He is, bro. He has really good wrestling and everything.
Yeah.
I remember, when I was still in jiu-jitsu, like, we would just always mess around, when we were drinking. So, like, we were rolling around, dude. He got me in this Americana with his legs, dude. It literally, like, tore my bicep, bro. It was bruised. I was like, damn, son. Josh ain't, like, a big dude either. He's, like, 170.
Yeah,
he's really strong, though. He's really strong, yeah. He is. He's a great wrestler. So is his brother. Yeah, he's a really good person to talk to about it. And he trained for a little bit, I'm pretty sure. He had, like, one of the Boss Rutan, you know what I'm talking about? Like, you know how they have the elevation masks? Josh had like one of the Boss Rutan mouthpieces.
Oh really?
Yeah. Supposedly those work even better. Like I've been looking that up. Have you seen those at all?
No.
Oh, they're pretty cool, man. It's like, I guess it's good because it lets you have a full breath out. Like that's important, I guess, for training your lungs because it limits the air in to make your lungs stronger. But when you push out, it lets you have a full breath out.
Okay.
So yeah, like the elevation mask limits in and out. It looks cooler, but it's less functional. You know what I mean?
Okay. I want to start training because
yeah,
like,
I want to go to that Gracie gym out here.
Well, like whenever like I'm out like that, that's something I always think about is like, what if something happened?
Yeah,
like,
it's,
I know
it's always
like,
on the edge when you go out, you know. Especially like for guys, it's all that.
And I feel like I'm a smaller guy compared to like a lot of other people.
It's like when you go out as a guy, like it's always a like huge possibility of getting a fight. Like it's always at least once a night. There's very few nights it won't happen. That like you're on the edge of like getting in a fight, like a fist fight. It's just all that testosterone, all that liquor just doesn't mix very well.
Alcohol.
And I just hate like when people ruin nights like that, like being mean and being assholes the whole night. Like I can't stand that. Like, but I get what you mean because it really is always on the edge right there.
Yeah.
When you go out as a guy.
Because like I feel like
it's really fun too. That's
I feel like
a good thing about training.
It'd be easier to like talk to people too, like knowing that. Because like I don't know, I always feel like I'm in situations where like something could happen, and I know like, I don't.
It definitely happens all the time. Yeah, it's weird. Oh, but so that Ryan, he has a longtime girlfriend now and everything, but this was back in the heydays when he was single. That same night that Josh knocked that dude out 3 fucking times, which was so sick to watch. But it was fucking awesome, dude. Ryan brings home this chick that's 6'4" at least. Ryan's 5'10", 5'9", 5. How tall are you? He's
5'8".
5'8". Okay, so Ryan's like 5'8", 5'9" then. Is he taller than you?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He's like 5'10".
5'10"? Okay, so he's my height. And fucking, oh my god. This chick, I swear, man, like I was looking up at her, and so was Ryan. Like she was leaning over to give him kisses and shit.
It's hard for me to be.
She didn't in his apartment. Like they come furnished and they come with like full, like not even full size beds. That bitch's feet had to be hanging off the edge.
She stepped through doorways.
Yeah. She was tall as a motherfucker, bro. She was so tall, and He brings her home, dude, and I could not. I couldn't handle it. I was calling her too tall and shit.
Yeah, we kept calling her Statue of Liberty, Lady of Liberty.
I don't know. Nothing against tall women. It was just really funny to see her next to Ryan and to bring her home. Oh my god, and sleeping in the same bed. Oh my god. She looked like if I stepped into a crib. Like that's how it looked like when she was in the bed. Oh god.
Like me in a race car
And
bed.
I don't know if I ever told you this, but I told Ryan this. I had found out that I'm not gonna say my other friend's name, but one of my other friends had hooked up with her.
Really?
So, and Ryan did something to make me really angry. I can't remember what he did. So I call Ryan. I'm like, Ryan, my other friend, he hooked up with that chick, bro. He's like, oh, really? I'm like, yeah, that really tall one. He's like, whoa, that's crazy. I was like, yeah, dude, she used to be a dude. She's a post-op tranny. He's
What?
like, dude, stop fucking around. I was like, dude, I'm fucking serious. I'm like, my other friend was so pissed when he found out. And he's like, dude, stop fucking with me. I'm like, I'm not fucking joking. I was like, hey, I gotta go. So I planted that seed in his mind, dude. He calls me back like an hour later. He's like, dude, you're not telling anyone, are you? Dude, because she had a normal-ass pussy, bro. Like, nothing looked weird about it at all. It was a normal-ass pussy.
You know why Ryan's retarded?
Wait, I gotta finish this. He's like, dude, it was a normal-ass pussy. It didn't look weird at all. I was like, dude, surgery's getting good these days. It's very convincing.
No way.
He's like, you didn't tell anyone, did you? I'm like, dude, I told everyone. I told Lucas, I told Brandon, I told Chris. He's like, dude, what the fuck, man? He's like, you got so mad. He's like, you're telling people I fucked a tranny? I was like, dude, it's fucking hilarious. I hung up on him. I called him back an hour later, dude. I'm like, dude, I'm fucking joking. He's like, dude, I fucking hate you. I really thought I fucked a dude.
He told me he didn't hook up with her. Oh wait, was it later?
It was later.
Oh,
yeah,
okay,
it was later.
okay.
It had
Never
happened.
mind.
He
Ryan,
called.
You're not retarded.
He
sorry.
called her down from the trees. She came swinging down with them orangutan arms. She came for Snoo Snoo. You remember that Futurama episode of the Snoo Snoo?
Yeah.
She's one of them Amazon bitches.
Oh my god.
Dude, oh my god.
Dude, she probably manhandled him.
Oh my god, probably choking him.
God.
Just choking him and shit. Oh
Jesus
god,
Christ.
he's gonna be so mad when he sees this.
He's gonna be like,
dude, what the fuck did you put that on the internet? My mom probably watched that shit.
Sorry.
Well, this is getting to be an hour 7 minutes, so this is a good one. This felt really good. This is our first one sober, second one total. I had to try it both ways.
Yeah, we meant to do the pre-fight prediction things, but
Yeah.
putting
It just-
the whole party together, we
Yeah.
just didn't have time.
Yeah, plus like we were using my laptop for that and everything, and we wanted to get a reaction video too, but that just didn't come out right. There's too much going on, too much liquor, too
Yeah.
much adrenaline. But we will see you guys soon.
Yep.
That was a goodie.